Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this video. This is a Focus Friday video. Now, as you know, every month we focus on a different technique or set of techniques or specific product, and we look at different ways to use them. And this month we're looking at all things shaker cards. So last week we looked at shaker dome cards and how to make those. Today I'm going to show you one where it's an all over shaker card, so the whole card is your shaker. And this is it. Do you see? And basically it means you can see your pattern paper beautifully, but you can also have all this wonderful shake. As you can hear, shaky, 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 shaky. So you've got shaking everywhere, like that, and you can see all your shaker elements there. And this uses lovely Pansy Petals Designer Series paper. So let me show you how to do this. Now, we're going to start off actually with some stamping, something simple and easy. And stamp set I'm going to use is the Pansy Patch, and we're going to say happy birthday. And we're using fresh freesia ink, and I have here just a strip of cardstock. Miss Will White, and just make sure it's straight, because that's always useful. And then we're just going to stamp something like that, just like that. Okay, and we're going to leave that aside to dry, put that away, and that's our stamping done. So let's make our shaker card. I have a piece here of this Designer Series paper, and this is it as the Pansy Patch, and we're going to start off by putting some tear and tape along all the sides at the back, right to the edge like this. You want to make sure you've got the whole edge covered, so you don't want anything to escape. And this shaker card has no dimension to it because it's an all over shaker. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to use my bone fold to give everything a burnish down, because tear and tape, like any double-sided tape, is pressure sensitive, and if you give it a good burnish it will stick better and you'll get the backing off more easily. So there we go. Now we need to create our shaker front. Now you could use our acetate, though I find acetate is very good quality and therefore it's a bit thick for this. What you want is acetate that's a bit thin. So the best way to do this is actually to recycle packaging. Now I have here a piece of acetate, and this is actually the front packaging that comes off our dies, and I'm going to use this to make my shaker card. You can use this to make a shaker card, or you can also use one of our clear envelopes to make the shaker card. And I think actually I'm going to use this to make the shaker card today. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and we're going to do some trimming. As you can see here, we've got a little stitched line of the envelope, and I want to cut that off on both sides. So get rid of that. But this is a great way, especially if you've got some cello bags like this that you've used for cards, or you bought a card. Well, you shouldn't be buying cards, you should be making your cards. But you know, you've bought something like this. So I've cut those two pieces off the side, and now I've opened it up and I'm going to cut a little bit off the one end like that. You can save this piece for another card. So now I've done my cutting, I'll show you. It's not so easy to show you because it's all clear, but you can see you've got one end and then you've got the little flap at the bottom. So we're going to put in our card like this. I don't know if you can see at all. And then we're going to wrap around the edges. Okay. So what I'm going to do is put my piece in where I want it, and then start to wrap. Just make those score lines with my fingers like that, and do the same on the other side, just like that. And then we're going to do the same on the bottom, and we're going to start to remove our adhesive, and you're just going to make sure that your base is buttered all the way up into that crease line that you've got there, and then fold down and adhere. And you can see here I've got a bit extra plastic acetate, and I'm just going to chop that off like that. Very easily like that. So now you can see it's adhered there. Okay, get rid of all these bits. So now we want it here on the two sides. So start off on one side and take our backing off our tear and tape. There we go. Now here at the base you can see you're going to have a little bit of bulk. So all you're going to do is mitre cut just like that, just to take away some of that bulk. Okay, and if you can see, I'm going to take away just this little flappy piece from the top as well. Okay, and you're basically just wrapping your acetate around your piece of cardstock like you'd wrap to make a pocket or anything like that. I'm getting rid of bits as I go along so they don't migrate somewhere. And then we're going to do exactly the same here at the bottom. So we're just going to take off a little bit like that, and then take off this backing of our tear and tape. There we go. We should have our little pocket. Okay, so we're going to put some nice goodies in that pocket now, and we're going to start off with some of these. These are the Sparkle and Shine sequins. I'm going to take a pinch of this, and maybe another pinch as well for good luck. I'll close it up, and I can see I've got bits everywhere. It's however I try to be neat, somehow it doesn't always quite come off. Of course, as you know, sequins stick to everything except where you want them to go. Then I have some of these, and these are the sequins for every occasion. And I'm going to use, I just sent them flying all over my desk, by the way. I'm going to use 2 pinches of these. I've had these for ages and they never seem to, just seem to always have the same amount. Okay. Let's just put these escapees back. Come on, come on. That's it. As I said, sequins love to stick to anything except where you want them to go. Seems to be just, it's all that static, I think. Okay, you see, still one trying to make a bid for freedom. Let's get rid of this tear and tape at the back. There's a little bit there that hasn't come off. When in doubt, use your pokey tool. Okay. And it can stay there if it wants to be that way. I ain't too pedantic, and then I'm just going to cut, you know, like we did before, like an envelope I might have cut. And I think I'm going to put some extra adhesive down just to make sure it's going to stick. There we go. And we are shaking. So now we are going to just put adhesive here. I'm going to use this dry adhesive because the wet just won't manage with the cello, the acetate. And we're going to put this on the front of a Fresh Freesia A6 card base. That's an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half, just like that, as you can see. And then on the inside, while we've got it here, I've just made an insert from basic white. And as I said, all the measurements will be on the blog post on my website. And my snail's just given up on me, so let's go for some Tombow to fill in that gap there. Okay. Just like that. Okay, well, that's what we have so far. So that's how you make it all over shaker card. Now, just to finish it off, we're going to do our little bit of decoration. And I'm just going to pen at the ends here. Now you can use our punch. There is a punch to do this. I have gone and left the punch downstairs, so I'm doing this the old-fashioned way, like that. Not as good as the punch, but it will do for today. So let's put a bit of tear and tape on the back of here. I would use my snail, but as I said, it's given up the ghost. I'm nearly over finished using all my backlog of snail. Can you believe it? After all of this time, nearly 2 years after I retired. It's amazing. Okay, so I'm going to put this wherever we want it. Around there will do absolutely fine. Then I've got here some die cuts, and this is from the Pansy Patch Designer Series paper, and I just cut these out with the matching die here. Okay, we're just going to use this as some decoration. Don't know if I'm going to use both or not. I think I'm just going to use the one, and we're going to put this one on some dimensionals. If we don't have enough dimension already, enough interest. Okay, and there we have our shakies. So that is how you make an all-over shaker card. I hope that was helpful. It's a great way to use up your plastic, your bits of acetate that you've got in packaging and stuff, because you can now use it to make a card. So you're not wasting anything. So really, really good. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up so YouTube know. As I said, all the measurements will be on the blog post on my website, and the links to that and all my social media links are in the description box below. That includes a link to my Facebook group, where I host a monthly online card club where we make projects like this together. So do check all of that out. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.